So the low information diet, quite simply, is a set of principles and approaches for reducing consumption of information so that you can focus on output. That's it. Most people spend all day in the inbox because email is a very effective way to simulate forward motion without actually accomplishing anything. So by using, let's say, batching, which is a very simple concept, just like you wouldn't do a load of laundry every time you have a new pair of dirty socks. You wait for a certain critical mass to accumulate because there's a setup time involved with washing the clothing, and then you perform that task. And the same can be said of any repetitive task. So whether that's doing paperwork every Monday instead of when the mail comes in, or in this particular case, setting specific times, let's just say 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., at which you check and respond to email, as opposed to doing it throughout the day in a reactive work mode, which prevents you from completing any of your predefined to-dos, those critical few. You should not have many to-dos either. And to that extent, I think having creating a not to-do list, which Jim Collins is also a proponent of, is just as important as having a to-do list. Identifying those crutch activities like email that are used to postpone the important, which are generally the most uncomfortable things. And batching would be one example of an approach that would be in that portfolio of low information diet approaches. But also practicing, like Kathy Sierra would say, just-in-time information instead of just-in-case information. It's like, how many books, how many magazines, how many websites do people read just to keep informed? And how much of that information do they ever act on? I would say, less than 5%, less than 1%. And so rather than keeping up to date, rather than just in case information, if there's a predefined critical task, sort of game-changing goal, objective that you have that requires certain information, then you go out and find it. But if you read a book now, let's just say, that because you have a project that might come up 6 months from now for which it would be useful, don't read it. You're going to forget everything you read, and you're going to have to reread it again anyway. Don't waste the time. I think that people overestimate the value of content that is produced by media, and media that does not include information that is necessarily relevant or actionable. Why does a newspaper have a set number of pages? Like, coincidentally, amazingly, how do they have the same number of pages every month? It's ridiculous, because they have to fill pages in between advertisements.